Kalafalahiyatu and good evening. Welcome to PCN News. Tonight we bring you the first sitting in official opening of the 19th Niue Parliament after the island went into the polls on the 2nd of May 2026. In the groundbreaking shift, Niue has made Pacific political history by electing a record-breaking 35% women representation in the 20-seat parliament, clearing the United Nations critical mass threshold for female representation and setting a monumental precedent for the region. Business leaders and commentators on the island note that the influx bringing innovative, fresh ideas to the table, both for local resident and our massive diaspora. The inaugural session of the new Fono Ekepule was marked by a blend of historic milestones, leadership confirmations and tight parliamentary votes. In a surprising twist, veteran politician Pili Talangi, who had lost his Common Road seat during the general election on May the 2nd, returned to a senior leadership position. Under Niue system, the Speaker is elected from outside the ranks of sitting parliamentarians. Talangi was chosen as the new Speaker after defeating challenger Tongia Soniholo in a 12-8 vote. The election of Prime Minister saw two nominations: Emani Fagosi Manavalui, son of the late Honourable Frank Fagosi Manavalui, Niue's former Premier, and the incumbent Prime Minister Honourable Dalton Tangilangi. The tense contested position for the nation's top leadership role won by Honourable Dalton Tangilangi, successfully securing a third consecutive term, narrowly defeating challenger Emani Fagosi Manavalui in a close 11-9 vote. Following his re-election on May 13, 2026, Prime Minister Dalton Tangilangi officially announced his new four-member cabinet for the 19th New Assembly. A short ceremony was held on Monday amongst families and friends, with the Speaker, Honourable Billy Talangi, officiating the swearing-in of the gender-balanced cabinet, comprising of 2 men and 2 women. Mr. Tangilangi will retain the role of Prime Minister and take responsibility for several key portfolios, including central and government agencies, finance and economic growth, foreign affairs, ground law, ocean and fisheries, and climate change. Honourable Richie Mautama has been assigned for Home Affairs, covering village councils, youth, sports, pensions, welfare and women's affairs, as well as national safety, infrastructures, telecommunications and broadcasting. For Honourable Rhonda Linaone Sekia, she will oversee justice, lands and survey, along with the environmental portfolios and the meteorological service. Completing the cabinet is Honourable Kahayalani Soraya Sinhemana, who takes charges of social services, including health, hospital services and education from early childhood through to tertiary level, as well as culture and tourism. In an interview with the Prime Minister, he was asked about the makeup of his cabinet and concerns that some members are relatively young and inexperienced.
Well, certainly the question will be raised about the cabinet, my selection of cabinet, that they are young. They'll probably also see that they are inexperienced. But let me assure the general public here that they have served in the House and they are sort of familiarized with the undertakings of being a member of the new Assembly, but more so that they have served as acting ministers when ministers travelled in the last term. So they're not new, but I guess they have learned, they've done their apprenticeship throughout those years, and I think they're going to do well. We still engage also the former ministers. They'll play a vital role, especially when it comes to the travels to regional and international meetings, which are also been familiarized with, and they will be undertaking those roles as a special envoys of the Prime Minister in order for them to have a voice and to speak on Niue's matters and priorities.
The 19th Niue Parliament was officially opened on the 20th of May, Wednesday this week.
motu ke hongo fumahiwa. Sia hohoi. Tula yo mo fui fui yo. Tangaloa. Tangaloa helangi pamawe. Niwe afangina heva hake mai. Hake mai. Hake mai. Alanga waka ne mua. Taki taki mai. Hokau lirifu na. Koe lirifu he whono he motu. Koe whono he motu. Whono eke puri ke he kumahika. Hake mai. Hake mai. Hake mai e lirifu he whono he motu. Whono eke puri ke hongo kumahimaki. Hake mai. Hake mai. Hake mai ke tu he tula. He tula lirifu na. He tula mana na. He tula. He whalofana. Lirifu he whano. Whano ke pure he motu. Whano ke hongo furumahiwa aki. Hake mai. Hake mai. Hake mai. Hake mai e tau toa lirifu he whano.
The opening of Parliament was blessed by the President of the Kalesia Niue, attended by families and friends. Prime Minister Tagilangi congratulated and welcomed members on behalf of the Crown.
Honourable Speaker, with honour and privilege, I rise in my capacity as the Executive Leader and Prime Minister of Niue. Under the authority of the Constitution of Niue, pursuant to Part 1, Section 1 of the Constitution, the Executive Government of Niue is vested in the Crown and is exercised on behalf of His Majesty the King in right of New Zealand. In this regard, Her Excellency the Governor-General of New Zealand, the Right Honourable Dame Cindy Kiro, serves as the representative of His Majesty King Charles III in relations to Niue. And I extend my warm congratulations to all returned and newly elected members of the 19th Niue Assembly. You have each been entrusted by the people of Niue with the important responsibility to represent their voices, to make decisions on their behalf in this House. This trust reflects the confidence your communities have placed in your leadership, integrity, and commitment to serve your people with dedication and purpose. I wish you all the very best as you carry out this important role in service of your communities and the nation of Niue. May the grace and the guidance of God be with you all as you undertake your responsibilities. Kia morena.
As no more protocols, 5 new members were given 10 minutes for the maiden speeches. For deciding to have theirs in Wangahau, only one, Robert B.J. Riggs, in English.
I stand here today not as someone born into privilege, nor as someone who expected this journey. I stand here as a proud Niuean who has lived, worked, fished, served, and helped where I could, and believe that our country can do better and dream bigger. The people have spoken clearly in this election. Across our nation, voters called for renewal, for fresh energy, and for leadership that reflects the changing aspirations of our people. Our whānau ke pule reflects new voices to walk alongside experience and wisdom.
We spoke with the Prime Minister today on his inspiration of growing the economy and the challenges and opportunities for Niue going forward.
We've done well from the last term. We managed to brought the inflation from 10% down to 2.8. And how to counter that is by having projects on the ground. And I think we were saved by the resurface of the runway. It's a $40 million project and $20 million project for the roading by the Chinese. That's how you counter inflation. But let me say this also. The inflation we inherited from New Zealand. If inflation goes up there, of course we inherit that. And then, but how to counter that locally? We'll manage that with projects and keeps people employed and so forth. The economy, if we can see the growth in the last 3 years, it's a testament to all that as well. And we'll continue with projects in the pipeline for next year and the year after. We're looking to further growth, but at the same time, the challenge with the fuel crisis that we have to manage that as well. So I think we'll probably slow down some of this growth, but only time will tell.
In terms of fuel, do we have adequate supply to meet the demand on the island?
We don't have a supply issue. We're fine. We're guaranteed supply. If anything, it's the cost. The costs have risen significantly. Just what we were expecting anyway. For an example, at the moment we're close to $1 million for what we have carried by selling the fuel at the lower price at $4 and $3.80 for the petrol. Diesel is the worry. Diesel is that the costs have risen significantly. The unleaded or the petrol is stable. So at the moment, a good example is that if we sell April's boat supply at the same per litre now at $4 and $3.80, the government will be carrying $704,000. And if the same applies to last week's boat, May, if we sell at the same price with no changes, it will set us back almost $900,000. So you can see the increase there in 2 shipments. So there will be, and that is why definitely we have to make some adjustments to the fuel, an increase of 20 cents across the board in order to lessen that impact on our national budget that the government's going to carry. And the government will certainly be reaching out and seeking for the funds in order to pay for that. So that is the challenge that the government has right now. But we're hoping that we don't know how long it's going to go, but we just want to minimize the impacts to our national budget.
Are we looking for a fuel increase in the next couple of weeks?
Definitely will be a fuel increase. I already said it. Will be increase of 20 cents. I'm not sure if the advisory letter have been sent out, but definitely will be some increase because the last boat has increased significantly. So, as I mentioned, if we sell it at the same price for that fuel that came on the last boat, and then the government will be set back almost $900,000.
Entering your third consecutive term as Prime Minister, what do you want the defining legacy of the Tangilegi administration by the end of the 19th Assembly when it closes?
Well, I'm not here to make legacies. I'm here to do a job with betterment of everyone here, but more so this island, or the development of this island. Legacies and the title, that's irrelevant to me. My job to ensure that this country moves forward with the rest of the world, and the growth and the prosperity of the people here, and that is why I'm working hard for my term, as I already indicated, that this very likely, or this will be my last term as a leader, but I'd love to play a part after that in being mentor or help support the next government, because I believe by everyone working together and supporting the government today, whichever government that is, because in the end, if they succeed, and then the people will be well taken care of.
And that's our news bulletin for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Until then, good evening.